All right, so hey guys, welcome to another one of our live session where we're going to be answering all your questions about traveling in New Zealand. Plus, at the end of this video, we will have a small giveaway just for the funnies, just to see if you guys are enjoying that. So yeah, so today is a special live session. So, but most importantly, we're here to travel to talk about traveling in New Zealand because we kind of are the experts of traveling in New Zealand. But Laura, why are we the experts?
Well, this is Robin and I'm Laura, and we're the team behind NZPocketGuide.com, which is New Zealand's largest travel guide and has thousands and thousands and thousands of articles about traveling in New Zealand. And thousands. Yeah, probably about 4,000 articles. But whether you're doing just a short camper van road trip around the country or staying here on a whole year working holiday, then we have all the articles and information and advice on NZPocketGuide.com. So make sure to check that out. But if you're not really into reading, we do this live Q&A session every single Sunday at 8 a.m. New Zealand time for you guys to come onto the live chat and ask your questions about traveling in New Zealand. And just so you know the times around the world, so like I say, it's 8 a.m. New Zealand time on a Sunday. On a Saturday, that is in the UK and France, between 9 and 10 p.m. on a Saturday evening. In the US, that is around 4 p.m. EST and 1 p.m. PST. On a Sunday morning, it's bright and early in India at 1:30 a.m. And in Australia, that is also pretty early at 6 a.m. also on a Sunday morning. So throughout the week as well, we take your questions in the comments section of any of our YouTube videos, and we make sure to go through those during the live Q&A session as well, if we have time to go through them.
All right, so there's already a little bit of activity in the live chat, so you guys stay around the end of the video, about in about 45 minutes, we'll do a bit of a giveaway and we'll all play around on the live chat. It's going to be fun. But in the meantime, we have Anthony Comstock that says hi from California, USA. Hello. Extreme Talota that says Morena, guys. If you guys don't know, Morena means good morning in Maori, which is the local indigenous culture here in New Zealand. John Van Leeve says good evening. So I'm guessing, John, you are from somewhere either in North America or in Europe, if it's the evening for you. For us, it is Sunday at 8 a.m. right now in New Zealand. So it's kind of good morning. We have a hot drink and we're just ready to enjoy ourselves. Aju says it's 12 a.m. in Dubai. Jane Tay says it's 4 a.m. here.
Wow.
Where are you, Jane? 4 a.m. Why are you awake? Are you just waking up, or are you about to go to bed? Or how drunk are you if you're about to go to bed? What's going on? Shitij says, hi guys, how are you doing, Shitij?
Hey.
And John Van Leeve says it's 10 p.m. in South Africa, Cape Town. Oh, South Africa, cool. Paul says hi from Spain, and Extreme Talota say, how long have you been vlogging? So we've been doing things about traveling in New Zealand for that's close to 10 years now for me, and Laura about 6 years. Now on YouTube, I think we started in 2016, if I'm correct. I'm not 100% sure. We registered the account early.
Yeah, I think it was actually more like 2017, 18. Yeah.
Something like that. So it hasn't been too long, but we've done about over 800 videos since then. So that's been quite a while.
We got Chicken Imp's Apprentice saying it's 8 a.m. in New Zealand. Still haven't got out of my van. Cool.
What is this name? I almost choked. Cool. So you're in your van right now. Where are you at, Chicken Imp's Apprentice Bill? Don't forget Bill. All right, guys. So while you're getting warmed up with some questions about traveling in New Zealand, we will go through some questions that we received throughout the week. And I think I want to go with a question that we got from Surav. So Surav Babar says, dear Robin and Laura, Rotorua is better or Hamilton is better for students in New Zealand? All right, so Rotorua and Hamilton are both extremely different towns, but you will find that actually for student life, they're actually really similar. But the most important thing that we like to talk about first is what are the things to do around Rotorua and Hamilton for students. So let's start with maybe Rotorua. What are the fun things to do if you have a weekend off?
Yeah, so Rotorua has loads of different things to do, both outdoors and sort of indoor attractions as well. In the town, you have the Kururau Cow Park, which is a geothermal park with lots of bubbling mud pools, and that's free to visit, which is ideal if you're on a student budget. If you're into mountain biking and walk, there's a ton of walks and mountain biking tracks that you can do sort of just in the surrounding Rotorua area. One of the highlights is the Redwood Forest for mountain biking, for instance. So if you're into outdoors sort of stuff, there's really cool places to go nearby. For sort of more touristy things to do, there's loads of different sort of Maori attractions where they do sort of cultural performances and tours, hangi nights, which is a type of like Maori food. So there's loads of different options for that, and we have lots of articles on nzpocketguide.com listing all the amazing Maori tours that you can do in Rotorua.
There's also a ton of hikes around Rotorua, which is great for students because that's activities that you do, but they're free.
Yes, exactly.
So it's quite cool. And there is obviously a few like city stuff to do, like shopping, cinemas, and good bars and places to eat right in Rotorua. There's even a whole alley, like street, literally just dedicated to people walking and eating, which is great.
Yes, it's called Eat Street. So
pretty simple.
Yeah, and there's also a place called Motion Entertainment. So that's a really cool place for students. If you're looking for something to do on an evening, they have like bowling alleys, laser tags, like mini golf. So if you want to do something as a group with people that you're meeting through university and stuff, then that's a really good thing to do, and also a good thing to do on a rainy day.
It's a great place to hang out in Rotorua.
Yeah.
What about Hamilton, though? What is there to do in Hamilton?
So in Hamilton, within the city itself, it has all your usual sort of city sort of activities, like your cinema. I'm sure there's a bowling alley and all that sort of thing there as well, like we just talked about for Rotorua. One of the highlights in the city is the Hamilton Gardens. So this is like a free attraction you can go to check out different themed gardens, which is pretty nice. I think it's one of the best gardens there is in New Zealand. But the great thing about Hamilton is that where it is actually located, sort of in the center of the North Island, it means that you can access loads of really cool areas around the North Island, which is great if you're an international student, because of course you want to see more of New Zealand, not just, the one city for the whole time. You've traveled all this way to New Zealand, you might as well check out the surrounding area. So the great thing is that Hamilton is a good base for that. Nearby, you can go to the surf town of Raglan, do some surf lessons there, or just sort of experience a really cool New Zealand town. You can also go to Hobbiton, that's pretty nearby. If you don't know, that's one of the Lord of the Rings filming locations, and it's a really popular place to go. You can go to Tauranga, which is another really popular city in New Zealand that's nearby as well. Any other places you can think of?
Oh no, there's so much to do from Hamilton. I mean, it's such a hub for being able to travel and everything. But so one of the things that people often ask when they are students, it's about work. And obviously getting student work, or even backpacker style work in both Rotorua and Hamilton is actually quite easy because, well, as we mentioned, they're kind of bustling areas, and so that means that there is a lot of needs for kind of temporary style of work. So in Hamilton, there is quite a lot of farming work, especially dairy farming in the surrounding areas of Hamilton. There is a lot of farmlands around there, which are quite popular for kind of seasonal jobs. But there is also a lot of retail and hospitality style jobs. Hamilton is kind of a hub as well for some conferences. It's actually home to one of the largest conferences in New Zealand, which is called the Field Days. It's a massive farming conference that I think happens every single year, except doesn't happen in 2020 for very obvious reasons. And so therefore, there is a lot of work available in hotels, motels, conference centers, as well as all the little cafes and restaurants. So those kind of work includes housekeeping, reception, porter. That's for like kind of like the hotel type of work. And for cafe, it's line cook, prep cook, dishwasher, waiter, cashier, all those style of jobs. There is also some big shopping areas around Hamilton. There is Te Awa, which is a big shopping center. There is Chartwell, and there is also Center Place that, you guess it, is right in the center of Hamilton. So now those shopping areas over there need a lot of worker. There is people restocking the shelf. There is salespeople. There is cashier. There is all that. There is also quite a bunch of supermarket which hires a lot of students as well. So, supermarket like Pack and Save, Countdown, and New World are all present in Hamilton, and they hire a lot of students. So getting to find a job in Hamilton is not necessarily the hardest thing to do, but there is a lot of competition because there is a lot of students there. So you kind of have to get started a little bit early to get a job there. Now, when it comes down to Rotorua, the profile of Rotorua is very similar. There is quite a fair amount of dairy farming in the surrounding areas, and they're kind of easy job to do, a bit laborious and everything. If you feel like going a bit more astray, you can go a little bit up north, around the Te Puke area, where there's a lot of kiwi fruit picking as well over there. It's very seasonal as well, but you can make quite a lot of money. You paid usually per production, and we have a video on the channel about that as well. When it comes down to shopping as well, so same thing, there's a lot of retail job, especially around Central Mall, which again is right in the center of the city. I mean, I feel like, they're being very, very imaginative when coming up with name of shopping mall in New Zealand, And there is also Te Manawa, which is a really big shopping center as well. And there as well, there is obviously a lot of kind of like salespeople's job, which are great. Actually, I just want to talk about working in retail a little bit. When you're a student in New Zealand, if your English is not perfect, trying to get a job in retail, face-to-face with customers, is fantastic to improve your English. I should have done that more because my English is pretty trash right now. But it's a fantastic thing to do if you are even just traveling by. Just don't think straight away, I want to do something and hide myself from other people. It can be a great thing to do. And in Rotorua, there is a lot of hospitality job. I think it's one of the towns in New Zealand with the most hospitality jobs available. We're talking cafes, but we're especially talking motel, hotels. So again, porter, room cleaner, which is kind of housekeeping, and receptionist. Those kind of jobs are so plentiful in this area. And it's great. Those are great jobs to work with the student schedule because, you may have, classes, in the morning or in the afternoon and everything, but usually the jobs in hotel and motel, when they do need you and they need extra staff is off those hours because the locals that want to work, they would like to spend time with their families in the evening, right? So if you can do after classes time, man, that is absolutely perfect. So they're great places to be able to find jobs. As when it comes down to the cost of life, Hamilton is a little bit more expensive than Rotorua, but it's really even. With both places, the cost of food and everything, we haven't seen much difference. And the cost of rent, Hamilton will be slightly bit higher simply because there are more university students there, and therefore there is more demands. While Rotorua, you usually kind of often kind of house share there, and that should be pretty good. Anyway, that's comparing Hamilton and Rotorua. If I had to pick one, I think I will pick Rotorua just because there is more to do right here. But that's just a personal choice, and obviously you have to make your own choice. What about you, Laura? Which one would you pick?
I think I'd go for Hamilton, but only if I had my own car, so that
just because I'm not in Hamilton. I mean,
pretty much. That was the main reason. But if I had my own car, so I could travel around and explore more of New Zealand, then maybe Hamilton would be more convenient that way.
That's true. All right. So if you did find this video useful, make sure to hit the like button. It's a free way for you guys to say thank you for all our hard work. If you're new here, just hit the subscribe button. We're here all the time, every single week at 8 a.m. On Sunday, New Zealand time, and we answer all your questions about traveling in New Zealand. And we also take any questions that you have in the comments of any of our videos if you can't catch us live, like this one right here. So here you go. Let's go back to the live chat. What has been happening? Adil says, hi from Karachi, Pakistan. It's 1 a.m. Hey, Adil, how are you doing?
Hey, thanks for joining us at 1 a.m.
Yeah. Chicken, I'm going to call you Chicken from now on. So Chicken says he's in Marlborough. He's doing some grape work. Maybe you're doing some great grape work. He's really lucky because he get to get a work visa extensions because he can't go home. Oh, that's awesome that you got an extension. Good. Yeah, nice. What are you doing right now, grape-wise? Are you making the wine or are you doing what's
pruning?
Pruning, I think it's pruning right now, is it?
I think they by now they definitely will have harvested the grapes.
Yeah,
it's kind of coming into winter.
You have to transfer them from Q to Q.
So let us know what you're doing.
What are you doing? Mustafa Kasim says hi from Pakistan. Hi, Mustafa. Hi. How are you doing? Ronak says, Obi-Wan, hello there. How are you doing, Ronak? So Mustafa says, can you solve my issue? Why New Zealand reject Pakistan visit visas? Well, at the moment, they reject all the visit visas because, of the whole world crisis right now. So that's the reason. Aside from that, we are not a registered immigration advisor. So there is a law in New Zealand that actually says that you have to be a registered immigration advisor in order to give, personal visa advice to people. And so we're not that. So we can't take very personal immigration questions. We can talk in very broad terms, but that's pretty much it. So you have to basically just email Immigration New Zealand and ask them why. Shitij says, Bay of Islands or Coromandel Peninsula from Auckland, which place is the best? Please suggest one. What do you like about the Bay of Islands, Laura?
What I like about the Bay of Islands is that it's got a lot of really good sort of water activities, especially from Paihia. There's lots of sailing tours. There's a hole in the rock tour where they take you out to a really cool island, which has a huge arch, and the boat goes right through the archway. You can actually check out a video of us doing the hole in the rock cruise on this channel. If you just type in hole in the rock cruise, Bay of Islands, on our YouTube channel, you'll probably find it. But yeah, otherwise in the Bay of Islands, there's a few walks to do there. They've got some really nice beaches. And the town itself, Paihia is the main town of the Bay of Islands, but there are some other towns nearby as well. Kerry, for instance. There's quite a few different things to do around.
So the Bay of Islands is pretty cool. And in the Coromandel Peninsula, you get a lot of really awesome activities as well. But before I'm even getting started on the Coromandel Peninsula for you, Kshitij, I just want to point out that if I remember correctly, you came last week and you told us that you had about 3 weeks traveling around New Zealand. So the first thing that I would like to point out is that if you picture where Auckland, can we get the map for a second?
Sure.
I just want to point something out, right? So you probably going to arrive right here in Auckland, right? The Bay of Islands is around here, and Coromandel Peninsula is here. For only 3 weeks, you're probably going to be traveling around the North Island and the South Island right here, and that's already going to give you a lot of things to do. So I don't think you're going to have that much time to go explore this area and spend 3 days out of your trip all the way up there. So straight away, right out of the gate, without even looking at anything that there is to do or anything, I would actually choose the Coromandel Peninsula because you're already kind of on the way to do your travel.
The
so
detour,
that's the first thing I'd like to point out.
Yeah, I'd say the detour, because obviously you're comparing these regions because the landscapes are quite similar in that it's like nice beaches is kind of the main thing about those regions. But yeah, the detour you have to take to the Bay of Islands is a lot more time consuming than going to the Coromandel Peninsula. So because they are quite similar, and if you are on limited time, I think we would suggest to go to the Coromandel Peninsula. And sorry, I was just going to say there's still loads of really cool water activities.
I was about to ask you that.
You can do
tell us what that is.
At the Coromandel Peninsula. You can go on kayaking tours. There's a fantastic kayaking tour to Cathedral Cove. That's sort of like the main sort of beach, or the most popular beach that people like to visit in the Coromandel. But walking there is kind of like, it's quite crowded. It has become a huge tourist attraction. But if you want to do experience that in an alternative way, then kayaking there with one of the kayaking tours, or there's even a motorboat tour that goes there as well. Maybe try one of those options to make it a little more special as well. And we do have a video on the channel about us kayaking to Cathedral Cove, so check that one out as well.
Hey, you go, Kshitij. I hope that helps. Ronak says, Robin switched to the cap again. Yes, someone made a comment, and I think that was you last week, that you didn't like my beanie. So,
he took your advice to heart.
I have to, so hit like for the cap. And if you like the cap, you go for, you hit the like button. And if you don't like the cap, you just say beanie in the comments. There you go. So we get people to vote a little bit. Kshitij says, what would be the average price to rent a car and car insurance in December for 21 days and the budget? I keep in mind to travel Auckland to Christchurch for petrol, almost 3,000 kilometers, and parking tickets. How many parking tickets do you think you're going to get? Park correctly and you don't have parking
I think
tickets.
He probably means pay for parking.
All right, so Kshitij, the first thing that I want to point out is that because we're not sure, and no one in New Zealand knows if New Zealand is going to be open in December. It's not sure yet. It's far from a given. Prices are all over the place right now. At the moment, car rental prices are the lowest in New Zealand. It's quite crazy. First, we're in winter, so usually that's the lowest price. And on top of it, there is this whole tourism crisis and health crisis all over. So it's kind of hard to say, but you could be able to get yourself a car for about between $29 to $39 per day. If you want to add the insurance, that would be about $20 per day. So consider, like, it's a small car, right? But it's just enough to travel. If I remember, you're doing a honeymoon, so you're just going to be 2 people. So I think about $59 per day, you should be good. Then you will add about, let's say, $40 per day per petrol, because you're going to do quite a lot. So I'll do $40 per day per petrol. So we are at $99 right now. And if you want to count for parking, you mostly don't pay too much for parking. Most of places in New Zealand, it's usually quite cheap, except obviously in Auckland, Christchurch, Queenstown, those bigger cities, if you want to park in the center. So let's say I'm going to add like $10 per day at most for parking. Let's say that. So we are about $109. But that's obviously a rough estimate, and that's keeping in mind if New Zealand reopen and we still have very little amount of tourists, and you still get really low prices.
Yeah.
So that would be the quick math that I would do in my head. Would you agree with that?
I think I would agree. Yeah, considering usually December is the most expensive time to hire cars, but yeah, considering what's going on at the moment, definitely car rental prices have gone down a lot. So yeah, I mean, that's what it would be if New Zealand was, if you're able to come to New Zealand in December, which we don't know yet.
Ronak, no one's actually clicked the like button for your cap, so I may have to switch back to the beanie next week. Ronak says, is the job scenario the same in Whanganui as you explained? So we actually have a full video about life in Whanganui on this channel, so you can watch the whole video about that. But yeah, it's roughly a similar kind of deal for Whanganui. It's a great place for students. I do really recommend Whanganui for students. So yeah, but check out on the channel, like just type Whanganui, and if you don't find a video, just type Whanganui but without the H, because the town that they changed name recently, and it's just a whole nonsense. So try both spelling and you'll find the videos on the channel. Heshan says, good morning, Robin and Laura. Laura and Robin even. Hey, how are you doing, Heshan? Thanks you for joining us another week. That's awesome. Mohammed Radwan says, hi guys from Namibia. Oh, that's awesome. I guess it's really warm where you are right now. It's really cold here in New Zealand. He said, I might move to Invercargill in October for work in hospital. We have chatted about the coldness some times ago. Any advice? Appreciate it. I have 2 boys and 6-month-old daughter. What advice do you want to know? I mean, give us a bit of specific question. There's so many advice. I mean, there's a lot of fun things to do around Invercargill. If I remember, we talked about that as well. There is good public transport as well. There are buses that will take you to most places, especially if you want to go to the hospital. There are services that will take you there. You have to remember that most of the housing in New Zealand, especially in the South Island, are a little bit older. So they're 1970s houses. So the insulation won't be great. So you will have to churn a lot of wood in the wood fire or use the heater quite well. So I would strongly suggest having warm clothes. But we talked about it last time. That it may be hard to find warm clothes in Namibia. So have a budget for clothing when you arrive in New Zealand, because it's not going to be that cheap.
Yeah.
But yeah, aside from that, just give us some more specific questions, Mohammed, and we'll be happy to help. When are you planning to go to Invercargill as well?
I think it's October, he says.
Oh yeah, October. Yeah, that's true. He said that. Heshan says, I have a small question to actually, I'm planning to ask. Yeah, sorry. To ask, actually. I am planning to go to Queenstown in mid-August, but none of us have a full driving license. How is the public transportation over there? Laura, do you want to talk about buses around in Queenstown?
Yeah, Queenstown's one of the towns where, the public transport...
They already have the Go Bus card, by the way.
Oh, already have the Go Bus. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you probably already know then quite a bit about about the Queenstown buses. They are quite good. They can take you to the various different suburbs of Queenstown. They are very regular. They are one of the more expensive public bus transports in New Zealand, which is a bit of a shame, but you don't really have any other choice. There's plenty of taxis in Queenstown. Again, that's not exactly a cheap option, but there's definitely plenty of taxis. And that's really good for, the buses have a set number, obviously a set running time, opening hours type thing. So taxis are really good after hours. But yeah, in terms of any other public transport, there's really not other options, but but
can you go in most places? Can you go to the gondola? Can you go to the shopping centers? Like, can you go to most places? Can you go to the ski fields?
Yeah.
Can you
so for the public buses, they go to the suburbs around Queenstown from the centre. Some of the suburbs are Arthur's Point, the Remarkables, and the Remarkables has a shopping centre, and nearby is the Queenstown Airport, so you can get there as well. And Kelvin Heights is another suburb that the buses can go to. There's even a bus that goes between Queenstown and Wanaka. That's a little less regular. I think they do it maybe 2 or 3 times a day. And in terms of getting to the ski fields, for instance, there's a different bus company for that. That's actually, well, there's actually a few different options for getting to the ski fields, but they're through sort of private companies, not the public buses. For instance, NZ Ski, which runs the ski fields, have their own buses. And then there's different sort of companies as well as alternatives, which we actually have information on nzpocketguide.com about the public transport in Queenstown. So if you do need to find out more information about that, then we have all of that listed on that article. So make sure to go check that out. If you just go into the search of nzpocketguide.com and type in public transport Queenstown, you'll find the article you're looking for.
Here you go, Eshan. I hope that helps. Where am I on the... Ronak says, hey, I hit the like button as soon as I tuned to the video. Oh, that's
nice,
cool. Thank you very much, mate. In about 20 minutes, we'll do a bit of a giveaway, just so you guys know. We'll play a quick game, and we'll send you some fun stuff from New Zealand. So like that, you guys, I know a lot of you are stuck at home and bored. You have something to look forward to. So that you know, I like receiving parcels. I always do like that.
Yeah.
Especially when they come from really far away. It's always fun. So yeah. So keep that in mind. We will do a giveaway quite soon. Where are we on right now?
Heshan underneath.
Heshan says, no, we already answered that question. Jane says, how do you handle New Zealand outline maps so well? Also, what motivated you both to move to New Zealand in the beginning? She's from Singapore. Show the map a little bit. So I kind of did cheat. So I did this, right? So what I did for the map is that actually I didn't print. You know, when you print something on your computer, you can actually, in the printer setup, you can give it, like, say, oh, I want to print it over 4 pages or 5 pages or something. So what I did is I print this one over 6 pages, if I'm correct. Yeah, I did print it over 6 pages. So I had a big map, and then I cut it. I cut everything. I taped it together, and then I had my outline, and then I placed it on there with some double-sided tape. And then I did the outline with a Sharpie, like a permanent marker, and I did all around. And then I removed the paper, and then on the map, then we use the removable one, so like that we can just erase it and keep the map the map on the board. So here you go.
And if you guys know anything about the New Zealand map, then you'll know that the North Island and the South Island actually more sit on top of each other.
Oh yeah,
I
cheated a little bit on that.
But because of the limited space on our board, we've kind of moved the North Island a little bit to the side of the South Island. So that's just a little tidbit for you guys.
So technically, this should be about there.
Yeah.
But you know, it does make.
It still makes sense.
It works.
I think you guys can still follow it.
Yeah, I feel like we're not going for like exact geographical map making right here. We just go for something that will be useful to you guys. And then your second question, Jane, was what motivated you both to toward the move to New Zealand in the beginning from Singapore? Okay, so for me personally, so I worked and traveled in about 16 different countries around the world, and I really enjoyed that. But when I was in Australia, I did a working holiday visa there, and I really didn't like Australia. So I did hop to New Zealand just for about a week, and I did a road trip all around both islands. It was way too much to do in just way too little amount of time and everything. But the scenery was absolutely fantastic. So I kept on traveling a little bit around the world, and New Zealand always stuck in the back of my mind. So I was like, you know what, I'll get myself a working holiday visa to New Zealand. So that's a visa that allows young people to come and work and travel for a little while and just experience the culture. And then when I arrived here, I started working. I just really enjoyed it. And I saw an opportunity for starting a fun business, which is this one here. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to stick around. And so that's what happened to me. And I've been here for quite a while now, and I love it.
Yeah.
What about you, Laura? Why did you choose New Zealand out of all the countries in the world?
Well, I really was looking for I wanted to do sort of a working abroad experience initially, and I too got a working holiday visa. I really wanted to go to a country that was more about the outdoors and had amazing scenery, that sort of thing. I'm kind of like quite an active person, so I much prefer to have to be sort of in beautiful places rather than in like cities and stuff. I'm not really into the whole city life. I'd just come out of university, so I'd sort of felt like I'd seen enough of cities for a while. But yeah, I came to New Zealand and it totally beat all expectations. It was amazing. It was so much better than I thought it was going to be. And then, yeah, I met Robin along the way and we sort of came up with this idea together to make a travel guide for New Zealand. So decided to stick around to pursue that and see how things went from there. And they went pretty good. Get to now chat to you guys on this live Q&A session every single Sunday. So life's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Rodak says, I watched all the video related to Whanganui. I may have missed it, so I'll search it and watch. Thanks, guys. You're very welcome. Again, just remove the H when you search for Whanganui and you may find another bunch of videos, just so you're aware. Heshan says, thank you. You're very welcome, Heshan. BJNG says, Kia ora to Robin and Laura. Kia ora. He says, are aeroplane now flying regularly between Auckland and Nelson? If so, then around how many flights are there daily? Do you maybe have the approximate daily schedule? So yes, I think they are now flying back and forth between Auckland and Nelson, but there is limited seatings available because they do social distancing and everything. And I think there's about four flights a day. So you've got one at 1 p.m. Auckland to Nelson. You get one at 2 p.m. Auckland to Nelson. You get one at 9:35 in the morning Auckland to Nelson and one at 11:30. So here you go. That's flying Auckland to Nelson. There may be some extra depending on the days at 5 or 5 p.m., 7:30 a.m. or 3 p.m. depending on the days. So here, simple, but yeah, you get options right here. But yeah, Auckland to Nelson is kind of a regular destination that does happen quite often. It's not as cheap as it used to be. Obviously, right now all the price of the flights are actually quite high. So right now you expect to pay about $150 for the flight. But on a normal time, usually it's about a $90 flight, I'd say, something like that. You can get it for really cheap when they do special. You can get it for like down to $40, but usually it's around $90 to $120. But at the moment, it's about $150 for your flight. So yeah, I hope that helps. Aju say, it's okay, Rob, don't be sorry about that. The landmass keeps moving around because of the earthquake.
Yeah, that's the reason.
Here you go. The map of New Zealand always just change. It's kind of a dance between Northern and Southern, and they dance all the time. Yeah. And BJNG says, do you perhaps remember me? A beautiful, small, isolated cottage waiting for me near Golden Bay. I hope you're going to enjoy it. Hopefully you get to travel to New Zealand soon. So just as a quick reminder, a quick update to all of you guys is that, well, border are still closed to international travelers. So that's why we had a chicken that said that he can't go home. So it's still closed right now and it's still planned to remain closed for quite a long time. There is talk of New Zealand, Australia kind of agreement where you will be able to travel between New Zealand and Australia. And I think they are going to be doing a first test flight from Wellington to Canberra on the 1st of July. It's not going to be a commercial flight. It's just going to be like a test flight first, and then that may just kicked into gear probably in September, October. So that is when the Australia, New Zealand kind of bubble may be activated. Again, it's all some, conjectures right here. It's just speculation from everybody in the industry. So nothing what I just said right now is exact what's going to happen, but that's where we currently are. So yeah, just be aware. And finally, in about 10 minutes, we're going to be doing a quick giveaway. So I hope that you guys are going to enjoy that little game. Okay. You guys don't seem to have too many questions this morning, so we're going to keep going with the question that we received from you guys during the week. So what you guys can do if you don't have time to pop into the live session, or if it's 4 a.m. in your place somewhere in the world and you don't want to do that, we get it. That is no problem at all. You can leave any of your questions in any of the comments of any of our videos, and that's gonna be picked up by us, and we just print them, and we get to answer them for you throughout this live session. And once we have like little quiet times like that, like nobody is talking to us too much on the live chat, we are able to pick up those questions and answer them live, which is quite cool. Actually, I see a lot of people dropping off. Can you guys still hear us? Is the video still working? We had like 10 people dropping off right now. Is it because the video is not live that you guys are not talking?
Yeah, let us know if you can still hear and see us.
Does it still work? Does the internet work? Hello, world. It's the problem with YouTube sometimes. Sometimes everything drop and we only see it about like 30 seconds or sometimes 2 minutes later, and it's kind of like really annoying. So
yeah, Aju says it's working.
Yeah,
so thank you, Aju.
Thank you for that. All right, so the question that we have right now was from
Palvi. All right, so Palvi says, please can you tell me what type of part-time jobs for students are there in New Plymouth?
New Plymouth is actually quite a up-and-coming town, which is quite cool. So New Plymouth, where is it, Laura? What is there to do around first up? Like, why is it good to be a student there?
Okay, New Plymouth is the main or the largest town in the Taranaki region, which is a region on the west coast of the North Island. This region is a little less visited compared to other areas in New Zealand, which is actually kind of the charm of it. It doesn't feel too touristy. But the sort of main highlight or the thing it's known for nearby is Mount Taranaki and the Egmont National Park, which sits right in the center of the region. It's sort of like a lonely volcano in the center, and it's surrounded by amazing forest inside this national park. So that's kind of like what most people know New Plymouth and Taranaki for. In terms of the city itself, New Plymouth is quite a surprising city. It's really artsy. There's a ton of art galleries. There's beautiful gardens there, but it's also on the coast with some really beautiful beaches along the coast there. And a lot of people like to surf there. It's a good place to learn to surf if you're a student and you want to sort of learn to do that as well. On top of doing whatever you're learning at your university. There's surfing as well, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I think that's pretty much New Plymouth in a nutshell.
So in New Plymouth, there is quite a few shopping centers, and that's definitely a big hub for working as a student. There is the Valley Mega Center, and there is the West Town Precinct. So they are both areas with a lot of shops there, and same thing, a lot of student jobs available there. You know, and in retail, you get stacking shelves. You also get any kind of sales job or customer service jobs. You also have cashiers and all those kind of things, because there are also a lot of supermarket there. So supermarket like Countdown, Pack and Save, and New are always hiring students to be able to to work for them. So that's always a really good place. There is a fair bit of hospitality in Hamilton, in New Plymouth as well. So New Plymouth has a lot of different hotel and motels and stuff, and you have a lot of different type of jobs like housekeeping, porter, receptionist, all those kind of jobs. Especially if as a student you can work in after hours. So anything after kind of 5 p.m. or before like 9 a.m., anything in between those ones, they always need some extra help, to be able to do those kind of shifts that most locals don't necessarily enjoy or want to do. So there is a decent amount of accommodation there. But the main industry around Hamilton around New Plymouth. I keep on saying Hamilton. The main industry around New Plymouth are farming. There is a ton of farm work, especially dairy farm work, right, Laura?
Yeah, so actually we did do some dairy farm work nearby New Plymouth. Well, it's actually nearby Stratford, which is the neighbouring city or town to New Plymouth. So if you want to check out the video of what dairy farming is like in the area, then we do have our dairy farming. I think it's titled woofing in New Zealand. So that's spelled WWOOF, and Taranaki. So in YouTube with NZ Pocket Guide, and you'll find our video of us dairy farming in Taranaki, which is pretty fun.
All right, so that's basically the scope of like a job and life as a student in New Plymouth. There is really a lot to do there, and it's a town that a lot of students overlook for other places like Hamilton, that I said the word many times, Rotorua, Auckland, Christchurch, and those kind of towns that usually kind of draw more students there. But I think New Plymouth is a fun town to visit in. Yeah. Now, if you do want some information about New Plymouth, what can you do, Laura?
Well, we have a ton of information about New Plymouth on nzpocketguide.com. If you look in our destination section, we have the whole Taranaki region in there. So you can check out all the amazing walks, bike trails, free activities, paid activities, all around the region, so you can get an idea for what's available there. But if you just want to sort of understand the vibe of New Plymouth, then we have a ton of videos about New Plymouth on our YouTube channel, NZ Pocket Guide. So just search Taranaki, New Plymouth, NZ Pocket Guide, and you'll find all our videos and all the activities that we got up to when we visited New Plymouth and the surrounding area.
Here you go. And if you find this video useful, make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's a free way to say thank you for all our hard work. Let's go back to the live chat. So everybody that was saying, yeah, it's working. Thank you very much, guys. I just saw 10 people dropping off. So it's probably because we were just really boring. So that's all good. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Extreme Talota. Thank you, Ronak. Thank you, Anthony. You guys rock. Okay, so what is Ronak saying? Ronak says, hey guys, a quick suggestion. Make a video on flight school in New Zealand because New Zealand is considered best for pilot training. It would be a very informative video. We know nothing about that, so we usually kind of try to stick to like travel tips here. So yeah, maybe we can look into that, but you know, we wouldn't be expert in that. We don't really know much about it, so that would be just us reading stuff that we found on the internet.
Yeah, so, we definitely know that there are sort of tourist activities in New Zealand where you can sort of do a sort of crash course on learning to fly, or in particular, there's a town called Omarama in the South Island, and they have a place there where you can actually learn to fly a glider plane, which is pretty cool. So yeah, there's opportunities to do that as a tourist, but unfortunately when we were doing our 365 days, 365 activities in New Zealand, that was one of the activities that we didn't really get the opportunity to do. We've done a lot of amazing scenic flights. I think New Zealand would be best for doing pilot training because the scenery is so good from you know, while you're doing a bird's eye view of the landscape. But yeah, no, we haven't actually had the opportunity to do to do actual pilot training ourselves.
I wouldn't trust myself flying a plane. I'll just be honest with you guys. You know, if you ever hear, my name is Robin and I'm your pilot, just
jump out, get a parachute.
Out. Yeah, just get out. Hannah M says, do you know when they will announce what's happening with working holiday visas? I'm currently stuck in the UK after visiting family and desperately want to get back. We actually did talk about it last week about the working holiday visa, and we actually have a video that's coming out tomorrow that recaps everything for the working holiday visa for you, Hannah. So you may find that really useful. But honestly, right now, they just want to close everything and they don't want to take any risk. So I think especially if you're from the UK, which is not faring that well, I think you can expect delays up to at the end of the year, or if not the beginning of next year. I think, you know, and that's just my opinion right now. And you know, that's just, obviously things may change. But right now, with what we hear, right, in the local industry from, you know, all the chatter that we get and all the updates that we get, so far the earliest time frame that has been passed around, right, is that a test flight between Canberra and Wellington, which is Australia and New Zealand, that may be running in the 1st of July, for then opening routes between Australia and New Zealand in between the end of September and the mid-October. So that would be just for Australia. So for getting flight all the way from the UK, I think you need way more months right here. And that's just for Australia. So I wouldn't hold my breath on this one.
Yeah, and I don't think there would be any updates on the working holiday visas until people are actually allowed to fly to New Zealand. So I don't think they would, you know, Immigration New Zealand, I can't imagine they would open up working holiday visas knowing that flights cannot currently come to New Zealand. So yeah, as soon as you hear some actual news or announcements about flights being open between the UK and New Zealand, I think you can pretty much guarantee that you won't be able to get a working holiday visa until then. Exactly.
And also, if you consider the priority of visas from Immigration New Zealand, right now they're taking care of people which are currently in New Zealand. Like Chicken this morning that was saying, hey, I'm in New Zealand right now, I got a work extension because I can't fly home, you know, so they're taking care about a lot of that. Also, they want to take care of students because it's a really big industry in New Zealand, and there's a lot of university that may go bankrupt if we don't get the international students. Then after they get, you know, and also they want to get all the priority kind of visa stuff, like anyone that's doing healthcare or anything like that, they want to get them in first. Then also you have all the immigration, the people that want to immigrate, like, you know, residency and all that, which are very expensive visas. And usually working holiday visa are kind of at the bottom of the pack. So that may change depending on the needs. for people to come and do fruit harvesting. But right now, and again, all of that is speculation, but it's kind of at the bottom of the funnel for the working holiday visa. So yeah. BNG say, dear Robin and Laura, I'm a New Zealander and of course a New Zealand citizen. My problem and my challenge is that I'm currently on the other side of the world and there are no flights yet. Yep, that's what we just talked about. The engineer 77 says, Laura's accent is awesome. Is that Irish?
No, it's not Irish. I'm actually...
It is Irish.
Robin says that Ireland, Scotland and England are all the same place. But yeah, I'm actually from the north of England. So I guess a lot of people usually hear English accents from the south of England and like the London accents and stuff. But yeah, that's why I sound a little different from other people in the UK, I guess.
All right, so I'm going to keep finishing reading the comments and then we're going to do our quick giveaway. So just give us a minute going through everything. BJN said, dear Robin and Laura, Robin, kindly please, just like the great guy and the bon guy that you are, please give me that schedule again, but this time very slowly and in chronological order. Thank you. You can rewind the video and you can just, pause it and go through it again. Or you can just, literally, I was just reading it off Google and I Googled Auckland to Nelson flight and you have the schedule right on top. So that's, because I didn't know the schedule all right on top of my head. So I just Googled that and you can find it. So you just type that on Google and you'll find it. Or you can just rewind the video and just watch it again because we're going to do the giveaway now. So Kshitij says, you guys are super awesome. Do you make itineraries also properly, including the accommodation and how many days to spend on a particular place and all that stuff? Yes, we do. So to do that, and it's all free and it's all done for you, right? You go on nzpocketguide.com. There is a link in the description. Then you click on prepare your trip on top. Then you click on trip IDs there. And then because you're traveling for 21 days, you click on any itinerary that you like for 3 weeks, anything that says 3 weeks, and you will have a whole itinerary that says day by day, what to do, where to stay, with link to all the places, all done for you, and you literally have nothing to do. You print it and you sort it.
Yeah.
And you can pick which activity obviously you like every day, and we give you about like 3, 4, 5 options every single day. And you also have a write about why we think you should spend that day here, and you have the whole thing. Super handy. But if you do have some extra question, you can pop in here and we use the map and we do it together, and it's a lot of fun as well.
Yeah, after you've looked at some of the itineraries that we have on nzpocketguide.com, you can actually come back onto the live chat and we can actually do a custom itinerary for you if you let us know, some of the key things you want out of your trip. If you want to tell us like what sort of accommodation or what sort of what sort of places you want to travel to, what sort of transport method you're using, all that sort of thing. You can even put that as a question in comments of any of our YouTube videos, and we can actually prepare an itinerary for you for the next live video. So yeah, how about doing that?
Here you go. Ronak says, I suggest you guys try that gliding thing. Flying is fun. Myself, I have a basic pilot license. I will be coming to New Zealand to get a commercial license. Oh, that's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, we could try to fly. Again, I don't trust myself flying a plane. I barely trust myself driving a car. So flying a plane, a little bit more. Hannah M say, thank you for answering my question. My visa only runs until October, so I really wanted to get back before then. Do you think they will extend visa to allow people time to use their visa? I'm really not sure about this one, Hannah. We don't have any information, but I'm really not sure.
Yeah.
And Hannah says, but I understand them not wanting to let people in for the foreseeable future. I just don't want my visa to run out. I have a car in New Zealand and everything.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, on top of it, October, I think if I were you, I would start working on the contingency plan.
Yes.
Diana Castro says, hey guys, in your opinion, what is the best month to start a working holiday visa? Diana, I personally like the month of April, just because that is kind of the end of the summer, and the start of when you're going to get to winter. That's when most travelers leave, and that's when you have the whole country to yourself, and also that's when you also have the most job opportunities then, because there is less people there. So if I have to pick, I would pick April. But if you type working holiday visa and then NZ Pocket Guide on YouTube, you'll find so many videos, and we go in depth and we pick like different season and month and when to start it and all that. So we have plenty of stuff for you right here. And Anthony Comstock says, have you been to that car museum? The one down in Invercargill?
No, he says it's on the north. He's talking about
Which one?
the one on the North Island. It's the one in the Kapiti Coast, I think you're talking about.
Yeah.
We actually haven't been to that one, but we do obviously know about it. We kind of are a little bit nerdy about all the tourist attractions around New Zealand. But yeah, we have seen that one. We've been to another car museum, like Robin was just going to say, the Transport World in Invercargill, which is the biggest sort of car museum in New Zealand. I think even in the Southern Hemisphere, it has one of those titles where it's like the largest private car collection in the Southern Hemisphere. So we've definitely been to the Invercargill one, but yeah, we still are yet to go check out the car museum in the North Island. But yeah, if you've been there, let us know how it is, what you thought about it in the live chat. We'll be interested to see what you thought about it.
All right, guys, so we'll do a quick giveaway right here. So we thought that would be fun. Since you guys maybe just looked at home and bored to death, we thought, you know what, let's just send you a parcel from New Zealand, just with a bit of our love in it. And I thought it would be quite interesting and quite fun. So you got really good odds. We only have 15 people watching the live chat right now, so you have one chance out of 15 right here. So I will send you is the reusable cup. So when you finally get to either Travel New Zealand or Get Out, it's a nice reusable cup. It's like one of those cups that gives to charity as well and everything. So it's those kind of really feel good stuff.
And wait, there's more.
And if you look inside, you're gonna get a little bit of something. We're not gonna tell you what it is inside, but there is an extra little present inside. So we'll ship that to you wherever you are in the world for free. You just have to play around with us. So here is what the question is going to be today. So the question is, if you guys remember, on this channel, we've done something called New Zealand's Biggest Gap Year. And we've done 365 days in New Zealand. And we've done 365 activities. That was the whole deal. So we just want to know the day number in which we arrived, or in which we did our first activity in the town of Whanganui. So you technically just have to pick a number between 1 and 365. And hope that you are the closest. And the closest person right here will get you to send your address on Facebook or something, and we'll be able to do that. So on which day did we do our first activity in Whanganui during New Zealand's Biggest Gap Year? So it's something between 1 and 365.
Yeah, I was going to say, by which day means which day number of 365 days of 365 activities did we do?
Exactly. Yeah. So if you think we did that on our 10th day, just type 10 right now. If you think we did that on our 300th day, just type 300. So we'll let you guys, you have about 10 minutes until the end. At the end of the video, we'll literally tell you what day it was. And yeah, you guys type numbers and we'll send you something from us. So here you go. But yeah, so we've done so many different activities and different days. And I thought that would be kind of like a fun way, and something also not too hard. You can just pick a number, between 1 and 365. So we have Anthony that says 9, Extreme Talota that says 7, Ronak that says 60, Kshitij that says 51. There's some numbers coming up. That's cool. So yeah, so keep going with some numbers. Martina that says 20. You want a clue? You can literally watch those videos on the channel. So literally you can open a new tab and you can actually find, if you were to want to do some research, you literally could go and find it out.
You could actually go find the answer out on YouTube right now. Exactly. There's the clue.
The clue is the answer is not hidden. Martina says 20. But yeah. So take your time. Keep on giving us some stuff. 59 says the engineer. 77. Jane says 38. We're getting some fun numbers coming up right here. Yeah, you get bonus points if you know which activity we've done. Actually, there the bonus point give you nothing. But you get some bonus points. Yeah,
you just can feel good about it.
Feel good about the bonus point.
Yeah,
it's a feel good cup. Actually, it says something at some point here. It's says feel good, keep forever. So yeah, it's a feel good cup, and you can feel good about yourself. So the cup is hard lid for of use and drinking pleasure.
Ooh.
It's splash-proof lid.
Wow.
It's non-toxic, BPA, BPS free. Another wow or no?
Oh, no, I wasn't bothered by that one.
It replicates the internal volumes of the disposable cup. It says plug cover mouthpiece when not in use.
So that means it will fit into all the cup holders that you may have in your life.
Replaceable components, recyclable at the end of life. That's fantastic. Lightweight and durable and dishwasher safe. Look at that. It's called Keep Cup. Well, we don't work for Keep Cup, right? It's just something that we like, and we use those kind of cups all the time.
We have like a ton of these cups. We
Yeah.
never get one-use cups for our coffees, so for obvious environmental reasons. So we thought maybe you guys would like that too, since if you love New Zealand, you probably love keeping the environment looking awesome and the landscapes looking pristine. So maybe you would like to have something reusable and to help keep the environments pristine.
All right, so the live session goes. So the timer right now is 54 minutes. At 57 minutes, we'll stop it and we'll announce a winner. Just you give you an extra 3 minutes. In the meantime, let's just talk about the current kind of situation, because I know that's kind of one of the main subjects that you guys are worried about. So it does look during this live session that we are a little bit pessimistic about when will New Zealand reopen and all that stuff. And that may be the case. However, the thing is, when New Zealand will reopen, you will have a lot of time to explore New Zealand before the big crowds come again. So that's going to be quite good as well for a lot of for a lot of people, which is quite a good thing, as well as understand that it's not necessarily when will New Zealand reopen the border that matters, but when will your country, where you're from, will have basically eradicated the crisis, and then at that point, then New Zealand will consider allowing people from your country to come over. And that's really what happened with New Zealand and Australia. Australia is doing really well, so New Zealand is considering opening tourism to Australia. And some of the South Pacific islands, like Niue, Tonga, Fiji, are doing very well as well. So New Zealand is considering working in that way as well. So that's the thing which is important. Adil says 59. BJN says, you can tell Ahanahem that she should change countries. Today in the UK, the corona plague killed 250 more people and cursed 2,000 new cases. Rotorua has placed Britannia onto his blacklist. Okay, well, here you go, Hannah. That's the opinion of someone on the live chat. Mira says, hello, turning in late, but looks like people are throwing out number 78. Yeah, Mira, 78. Here you go. You win the game. Oh, yeah. Fantastic. So Mira, just so you know, the reason why people are throwing out numbers is because we are doing a giveaway. So you could be winning this. And we're asking which number of New Zealand's gap year did we do our first activity in the town of Whanganui? And if you get the right answer, we are just going to send that to you somewhere in the world. So if you want to change your number
to your address,
not
to just randomly somewhere in the world.
So you have 30 seconds to change your number if you want to, Mira, and then we are going to announce who was the winner. And looking at the number, I think we are going to have a winner somewhere. Yeah, that's going to be quite interesting. We have two people that have the same number, the engineer and Adil. You guys need to either change number or battle to the death. I don't know how that's going to work.
Maybe do the bonus question. Between you guys, you need to answer the bonus question.
Exactly. So only about 5 seconds left. So 4, 3, 2, 1. 57. Okay. So let's look at that. So we had quite a lot of answers. So Anthony, number 9. Sadly, you are far off. Extreme Talota, number 7. You are far off. Ronak, 60. You are very close. Xijit, you are 51. You are close, but not enough. Martina, day 20, you are close. Jane, 30. Sorry, you are not close enough. Jane, 38, you're not close enough. And the engineer and Adil at 59. The day was 58. That was day 58 when we did off-roading in the Whanganui Dune. So it's interesting. We had the engineer and Adil that both says 59, and the answer was 58. So we need to ask you a bonus question to the both of you. So the first person that tells me what did we do as the last activity, the last thing we ever done in New Zealand's biggest gap year? What's the last thing we did? How did we wrap it up? What did we do to remember our trip? One of you guys is going to get the cup. So it's between the engineer and Adil. The engineer 77 and Adil. So what is the last thing that we did to celebrate New Zealand's biggest gap year? It's something that's going to stay with us for our entire life. It's something that we did with a Maori artist, and it was a little bit painful.
Yeah.
But it was quite fun, and it's very New Zealand tradition. The engineer, you got it. We got a tattoo.
Woohoo!
So yeah, we got a tattoo. Each of us got a tattoo. So I got a tattoo of. I'm going to show it to you.
Oh God.
Oh, here you go. I don't know if I can. Like that. Look, that's my tattoo here. All right. I wish I never did that. So yeah, here you go. Congratulations, Genius77. If you can send me a message on Facebook on the NZ Pocket Guide page with your address, we'll send that to you, and you'll have to come back and tell us if you like what was inside hidden. So here you go. Congrats.
Woohoo! And sorry, Ronak, you just missed out.
Ronak, very close, and sorry about Adil. You were really close as well. But yeah, so yeah, if you guys find that fun, we may do that again. You know, we can always get a few things like that and have fun with it. It was just kind of a way to say thank you to you guys as well for popping in all the time. You know, we spend a lot of time, you know, interacting with you guys, but there's never anything physical to remember. So we thought, you know what? That's going to be quite fun.
And we know that sometimes you guys have sent us some cool stuff as well in the past. So we thought we'd send back some cool stuff from New Zealand.
All right. So if you guys want to join the next live session, we probably will do that again. Mr. BJN says, Laura, your accent is totally classic North Country, but where did Robin obtain his French accent? Is Robin France?
Yes, he is.
That is where I got my French accent from.
You seem
France.
to be an accent expert, BJNG.
Accent PhD.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very cool. All right, guys. So thank you very much for joining us for another one of our live session. It was awesome to hang out with you guys. If you want to join next week, it's going to be on Sunday. Sunday, 8 a.m. New Zealand time. Laura, do you want to go for all the places in the country?
Yeah.
Saturday.
So on Saturday in the UK and France sort of area, that is on a Saturday at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. around those times. In the US, that's on a Saturday afternoon at 4 p.m. EST or 1 p.m. PST. On a Sunday in India, that is 1:30 a.m. And in Australia, that is also on a Sunday morning at 6 a.m. But we do have a link in the description, which is to the time and date website, so you can convert. When is the time of NZ 8 a.m. New Zealand time?
That was a hard thing to say.
That was hard to say. When is that time in your country, basically?
So you guys have all a great evening, a great day ahead. Thank you very much for everybody for joining. It was really awesome to hang out with you guys. And if you want to pick our brain 24/7, you can check out www.nzpocketguide.com. Missed the live session and wanted your question to be answered, you can put it in the comments of any of our videos. Bye-bye.
See you next week and stay safe.